You did not arrive here by accident. Something has been stirring inside you for a long time. A quiet awareness, a sense that your life has always been surrounded by something unseen. Protection you could not explain. Moments that felt strangely timed. Encounters that felt guided. You have felt it. The tension in the air when life suddenly becomes heavier. The strange silence before spiritual attacks begin. The way certain seasons feel like invisible warfare. Pressure with no clear source. Opposition with no visible enemy. And yet, you survived it. You walked through storms that should have broken you. Situations that should have trapped you. Attacks that should have ended your momentum. But they did not. Why? Because long before you understood the battle, heaven had already assigned protection around you. You see, chosen one's spiritual warfare does not only happen in dreams, prayers, or inner struggles. Sometimes the spiritual realm touches the physical world in quiet, almost invisible ways. Sometimes it shows up through messengers that most people would overlook. Animals. Yes, what the ordinary world calls coincidence, the spiritual realm often uses as communication. You may have noticed it. A stray animal appearing at the exact moment you were overwhelmed. A bird crossing your path when you were about to make a decision. A creature watching you from a distance as if it recognized something about you. Most people walk past those moments, but you didn't. Something in your spirit paused. Something in your spirit knew. And today you are about to understand why. Because there are 9 animals that often appear during seasons of unseen spiritual warfare. Not randomly, not accidentally. They appear as reflections of angelic protection, living reminders that heaven is aware of the battle surrounding you. And if these moments have been happening in your life, it may mean something deeper is unfolding around your destiny. But before we go deeper, take a moment. If this message resonates with something you have felt but never fully understood, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because this space was not built for the crowd. It was built for the chosen, for those who know their life has always moved differently, for those who have felt the tension between favor and warfare, light and resistance, calling and isolation. And if you are one of those people, you already know this message found you for a reason. Now listen carefully. First, understand this. Animal messengers often appear precisely when spiritual attacks intensify around your life. You may not have realized it at first, but think back. Some of the strangest animal encounters in your life happened during seasons when your spirit felt under pressure. Moments of confusion, emotional heaviness, spiritual fatigue, times when you felt surrounded by unseen resistance, and suddenly, an animal crossed your path. Not once, repeatedly. A bird that landed near you and refused to move. A stray animal that appeared out of nowhere and simply watched you. A creature that followed you for a short distance and then disappeared. Why then? Why during those moments? Because spiritual warfare does not go unnoticed in the heavenly realm. When darkness intensifies around a chosen one, protection intensifies too. Angelic protection. But angels do not always reveal themselves in dramatic ways. Sometimes their presence echoes through creation itself. Animals are sensitive to spiritual atmosphere. They feel shifts in energy long before humans recognize them. They sense tension between light and darkness. And when your life enters a season of spiritual warfare, certain animals begin appearing around you like silent witnesses. Not to frighten you, to reassure you, to remind you. Protection is already in place. What looks like a random encounter to others is often a living signal meant specifically for you. A quiet message that says, you are not alone in this battle. You were never alone. And once you begin recognizing these moments, something shifts inside your awareness, because suddenly the battlefield becomes clearer. Suddenly you realize the attacks you faced were not random struggles. They were reactions to the calling placed on your life. And that realization leads to something even deeper, because the second animal sign reveals something even more intentional about the protection surrounding you. Second, something even stranger begins to happen. Some animals do not simply cross your path. They stay, they linger, they appear again and again in the same places where your spirit feels most exposed. Have you noticed it? The same bird sitting near your window for days, the stray cat that suddenly appears near your home, and refuses to leave. The quiet creature that waits near your walking path as if it has been watching long before you arrived. At first it feels ordinary, just nature, just coincidence. That is what the world tells you. But your spirit feels something different, because every time you see that animal, something inside you becomes calm, not excited, not startled. Calm. Why? Because your spirit recognizes protection even before your mind understands it. You see, chosen one, the spiritual realm is strategic. Darkness is strategic, and heaven is even more strategic. When spiritual warfare begins circling your life, the enemy studies your patterns, your routines, your weaknesses, your moments of vulnerability. Yes, the battle around a chosen life is calculated. But here is what the enemy never expects. Heaven was already there first. Before the attack formed, protection was assigned. And sometimes that protection reveals itself through something the ordinary world would overlook. Animals standing guard. Look back at your life. Think carefully. Certain animals appeared during seasons when your life felt spiritually intense, when pressure surrounded you, when you felt watched, when you felt spiritually exposed, when you felt like something unseen was circling your life. And suddenly, that same animal kept appearing, not aggressive, not fearful, just present, watching, still, calm. Why calm? Because animals sense spiritual atmosphere in ways humans often ignore. They detect tension between light and darkness. They feel shifts in spiritual territory. And when heaven establishes a perimeter around a chosen life, creation itself begins to respond. That bird sitting outside your home, that stray animal resting near your door, that creature quietly observing your path every morning. It may not be random. It may be a silent witness to something happening in the unseen realm. A quiet patrol? Yes, a patrol. Not everyone will understand this. Most people move through life blind to the spiritual atmosphere surrounding them. But you were never ordinary. You were marked. And when a life is marked by divine assignment, protection does not always arrive in obvious ways. Sometimes it arrives quietly, through watchful eyes, through still presence, through creatures that seem to recognize you, even when you have never seen them before. Have you ever felt that moment, that strange awareness, when an animal looks directly at you, not casually, intently, almost as if it knows something about you? That feeling is not imagination. Creation recognizes the light placed on a chosen life. And sometimes those animals become silent guardians of territory the enemy wishes he could access, but cannot, because heaven has already marked the ground around you. Protection is not always loud. Sometimes protection sits quietly on a branch. Sometimes it rests beside your doorway. Sometimes it walks beside your path without making a sound. Watching, guarding, holding space. And the deeper truth, those quiet guardians often appear most when spiritual warfare intensifies. When unseen forces attempt to move closer to your life, but they cannot cross certain lines, because protection is already standing there, watching. And once you begin noticing these silent sentinels, something shifts in your awareness. You realize the battlefield around you is far more active than you once believed, but so is the protection. And the third animal encounter reveals something even more personal about the spiritual authority resting on your life. Third, something even more revealing begins to happen. Understand this carefully. Animals often react to the spiritual authority on your life before you even recognize the battle you are in. Yes, before your mind notices it, before your emotions understand it, before your prayers even form the words. Creation has already felt the shift. Have you ever experienced this? A dog that suddenly stops and stares directly into your eyes. Not barking, not aggressive, just staring, watching you as if it sees something deeper than the surface. Or birds that begin circling above you while you walk. Not randomly, not briefly, but deliberately, as if they are tracing the air around you. Or animals that approach you without fear when others around you remain ignored. Why does that happen? Why do animals sometimes respond to you in ways that surprise even their owners? Because animals sense spiritual authority long before humans acknowledge it. They are not distracted by ego. They are not blinded by social labels. They are not confused by appearances. They respond to energy. And the spiritual authority placed on a chosen life carries a frequency that creation recognizes immediately. You may still be questioning your calling. You may still be wrestling with doubt. You may still be wondering why life feels like constant spiritual resistance, but the spiritual realm already knows who you are. And sometimes animals reveal that truth long before you fully accept it. Think about those moments. An animal that refused to leave your presence, a creature that followed you quietly for a distance, a dog that suddenly became alert when standing near you. What was it sensing spiritual tension? Because the moment a chosen life walks into a space, two forces often collide. Light enters, darkness reacts, and animals feel that collision immediately. They feel the pressure in the atmosphere. They feel the unseen movement happening in spiritual territory. Sometimes they become calm around you, drawn toward the peace carried by divine protection. Other times they become alert, watchful, almost protective, as if they are detecting something you cannot yet see. This is why certain animals behave differently when you enter a space, not because of something you did, but because of what rests on you. The anointing. Yes, that word many people avoid, but the spiritual realm does not ignore it. The anointing on your life disturbs darkness. And when darkness begins moving near you, animals often react before you even realize the battle has started. You may simply feel tired that day, heavy, emotionally pressured, confused about why tension surrounds you. But in the unseen realm, spiritual forces are already shifting, and animals feel it instantly. That dog staring at you, that bird circling above you, that creature quietly approaching without fear. Sometimes they are responding to the light surrounding your life. Sometimes they are responding to the warfare attempting to reach you. Either way, they recognize something about you, something the world cannot easily see, something many people will never understand. Because not everyone carries spiritual authority, not everyone walks with unseen protection, not everyone triggers reactions in the spiritual atmosphere, but you do, and that is why your life has never moved quietly. Favor attracts warfare, light provokes darkness, calling invites resistance. But here is the truth many never realize. The reactions you see from animals are not warnings of danger, they are confirmations of identity. Creation recognizes what heaven placed on you, even when you are still learning to recognize it yourself. And once you understand that, the next revelation becomes even more powerful, because the fourth encounter shows something even more strategic about how protection interrupts danger. Fourth, something even more mysterious begins to happen. Some animal encounters are not gentle reminders. They are interruptions, sudden, unexpected, almost inconvenient. And yet those moments often happen at the exact second something dangerous was about to unfold around you. Have you ever experienced this? You were about to continue walking. Then suddenly, a stray animal crossed your path. Not slowly, directly in front of you. Forcing you to stop. Forcing you to hesitate. Forcing you to change your timing by just a few seconds. At the time, it felt small, annoying even. But later, something in your spirit began to wonder. Why did that happen right then? Why that exact moment? Because protection does not always arrive with explanation. Sometimes protection arrives with interruption. You see, chosen one's spiritual warfare is not always visible. Most battles around your life are happening in realms your physical eyes cannot see. The enemy studies timing, moments of vulnerability, moments when you are distracted, moments when your awareness is low. But heaven watches timing too. And when danger begins forming around a chosen life, protection often moves first, not loudly, strategically, sometimes through a delay, a pause, a redirection, and sometimes through an animal that suddenly appears out of nowhere. Think back. There may have been moments when an animal forced you to slow down, a stray dog blocking your path, a bird suddenly flying low in front of you, a cat stepping directly into your way, just enough to make you stop, just enough to change your timing. Why? Because in the unseen realm, a shift had already happened. Danger had moved into the space ahead of you, but heaven refused to let you walk into it. So something small intervened, something simple, something that looked ordinary. Because protection does not need to be dramatic to be powerful. A few seconds can change an entire outcome. A slight delay can redirect an entire path. What you thought was inconvenience may have been intervention. And here is the deeper truth most people never consider. Chosen lives attract both favor and warfare. Both move toward you at the same time. Light calls you forward. Darkness attempts to block you. That tension creates moments where unseen battles surround your steps. But heaven does not abandon the ones it has called. Never. So when danger begins aligning in front of you, protection sometimes steps in quietly. Through interruption, through delay, through distraction, through a creature crossing your path at the exact second that changes everything. Most people brush those moments off. They keep moving without reflection. But something in you pauses. Something in you senses there was more happening in that moment. Because your spirit knows what your mind has not fully realized yet. You are not walking alone. You never were. Every step of a chosen life is observed in both realms. Light watches, darkness watches, and heaven responds, even in ways that appear small. Even through creatures the world considers insignificant. That stray animal, that unexpected delay, that strange interruption. It may have been the moment protection stepped directly into your path. And once you begin seeing life through that awareness, something powerful shifts inside you. You realize that even the smallest moments around your life may carry divine strategy. Because the fifth encounter reveals something even more personal. Something that reflects the emotional battles happening inside your spirit. Fifth, something even more intimate begins to reveal itself. Sometimes the animals that appear around you do more than watch. They reflect. They mirror the exact emotional battle your spirit is processing in that moment. Yes, the atmosphere around your life is not silent. Your spirit carries weight. Your spirit carries wounds. Your spirit carries pressure from battles most people cannot see. And creation often responds to that atmosphere. Have you ever noticed this during a season when your heart felt heavy? When pain was buried deep inside you, suddenly a wounded animal appeared near you. An injured bird, a limping stray, a creature carrying visible scars. And something inside you stopped. Because you felt something strange. Recognition, not pity, recognition. It was as if that creature carried the reflection of a wound you had been carrying silently. Why would that happen? Because your spirit broadcasts what it carries. Pain leaves a frequency, so does strength, so does warfare, and animals are sensitive to the emotional and spiritual climate surrounding a chosen life. They respond to what your soul is processing even when you are trying to hide it from the world. Think about the seasons when spiritual attacks intensified around you. Times when you felt misunderstood, rejected, misjudged. Times when people distanced themselves from you without explanation. Moments when the warfare around your calling became emotionally exhausting, and suddenly, a fiercely protective animal appears nearby. A dog that becomes alert the moment you approach. An animal that stands its ground near you as if guarding something unseen. What is happening in that moment, creation is responding to spiritual conflict. Because when darkness begins pressing against a chosen life, the atmosphere around you becomes charged. Heaven moves, protection activates, and animals often react to that invisible tension. Other times, the opposite happens. During seasons when your spirit is weary from battle, when you are silently asking heaven for reassurance, a calm creature rests near you. Quiet, peaceful, still, not demanding anything. Just present, and something inside you softens. Your breathing slows, your spirit relaxes. Because peace has entered the space, that moment is not random. Sometimes heaven allows creation to bring comfort to a chosen spirit that has been carrying too much unseen warfare. You must understand something powerful here. The battles you carry are real. The pressure you feel is not imagination. Chosen lives are often surrounded by spiritual tension others cannot perceive. The tension leaves an imprint in the atmosphere around you. Animals sense it immediately. They react to your pain. They respond to your strength. They mirror the emotional climate surrounding your assignment. And this realization changes something inside you, because it forces you to confront a deeper truth. Your spirit is not small. Your presence affects the environment around you. Your calling shifts atmospheres. Your warfare disturbs darkness. Your endurance releases spiritual signals. Creation itself responds too. You thought you were simply surviving difficult seasons, but in reality, your life has been moving through active spiritual territory, and creation has been witnessing it, reflecting it, responding to it, which means something even more powerful is unfolding around you. Because the sixth encounter reveals that some animals do not just appear once, they return again and again, as if they have been assigned to follow key moments in your journey. Sixth, something even more intentional begins to reveal itself. Understand this. Some animals do not just appear once in your life. They return again and again and again. The same species, the same presence, sometimes even the same exact animal. And every time it happens, something inside you pauses. You feel that quiet question rise inside your spirit. Why does this keep happening? Why does the same creature keep crossing my path? Not once, not randomly, but repeatedly. Months apart, years apart, at strange moments that seem almost timed. Listen carefully, chosen one. Those moments are not accidents. Because repetition in the spiritual realm is rarely meaningless, heaven uses patterns, heaven uses markers, heaven uses reminders placed along the path of those carrying divine assignments. And sometimes those reminders arrive through living creatures, through animals that appear again and again at critical moments in your journey. Think back. Was there ever a specific animal that kept appearing during turning points in your life? Maybe a certain bird you kept seeing during difficult seasons. Maybe a specific creature that appeared whenever you were standing at a major decision. Maybe an animal that crossed your path during moments when everything in your life was about to change. It was not random. It was a checkpoint. Yes, a checkpoint. Because the life of a chosen one is not drifting through chaos. Your life is moving through territory that heaven is actively observing. Every breakthrough, every attack, every moment you almost gave up, every moment you stood your ground against darkness, none of it went unnoticed. And sometimes heaven leaves small markers along your journey. Quiet confirmations, living reminders that say you are still under watch, you are still under protection, you are still moving within divine territory. Most people walk through life without noticing patterns. They move from moment to moment without awareness of spiritual movement around them, but you were never wired that way. Your spirit notices repetition. Your spirit senses patterns. Because chosen lives are guided through paths that are monitored more closely than ordinary lives. Not because you are superior, but because your assignment carries consequences. When a life is marked for purpose, heaven watches that path carefully. And sometimes the same animal appears again and again as a silent witness to that journey. A checkpoint that reminds you you are still moving forward. Even when warfare tries to convince you that you are stuck. Even when darkness tries to convince you that you are lost. Even when isolation whispers that you are alone. You are not lost. You are being monitored. You are being guided. You are being guarded. And those repeating encounters are small confirmations placed along the road. Little signals, little reminders, little echoes from the unseen realm saying, keep moving, keep walking. The path is still protected. And the deeper truth, those repeated encounters often appear near moments of breakthrough. Moments when your life is about to shift. Moments when something new is about to unfold in your destiny. Moments when darkness begins to panic because your next level is approaching. And that leads to something even more powerful. Because the seventh encounter reveals something undeniable about the light placed on your life, a light that even creation cannot ignore. Seventh, something even more revealing begins to happen. Understand this. Some animals do not simply appear near you. They approach you without fear, without hesitation. And that moment often catches you off guard because you know how animals usually behave. Wild creatures keep distance. Stray animals stay cautious. Birds fly away the moment humans get too close. That is the normal pattern. That is the world's expectation. But sometimes, when you walk into a space, something unusual happens. A bird lands nearby and does not fly away. A stray animal begins following you quietly. A creature that should be cautious suddenly becomes calm in your presence, watching you, studying you, not afraid. Have you ever experienced that moment? You stop. The animal stops. You move again. And somehow, it remains close, as if your presence does not disturb it, as if something about you feels familiar. Why does that happen? Because animals respond to spiritual light, not reputation, not appearance. Light, the light that heaven assigns to a chosen life, carries a frequency creation recognizes immediately. And when that light enters an environment, certain animals respond to it instinctively. They feel peace, they feel safety, they feel alignment. You may not even realize the level of spiritual authority resting on you yet. You may still question your identity. You may still wrestle with the battles surrounding your life. But creation is not confused. Creation responds to what heaven has placed inside you. That is why some animals approach you in ways they do not approach others. They sense the harmony between your spirit and the order of creation itself. Because the same creator who designed the natural world also assigned the calling on your life. And when those two forces intersect, recognition happens. Not intellectual recognition, spiritual recognition. A silent understanding that moves beneath words. That bird resting near you, that animal calmly walking beside you, that creature pausing to observe you before moving on. Those moments reveal something profound. Your presence carries light, and light cannot hide from creation. Darkness reacts to it, but creation recognizes it. That is why animals sometimes approach you with unusual trust. They sense the peace of heaven resting around your life. But understand this carefully. The same light that attracts peace also disturbs darkness. Favor always triggers warfare. Calling always provokes resistance. The more light your life carries, the more attention it draws from both realms, which explains something you may have felt for years. Why some people rejected you without reason. Why certain environments became uncomfortable the moment you entered. Why opposition appeared the moment you started moving toward purpose. Light exposes darkness, and darkness never stays comfortable around exposed territory. But creation does. Creation responds with calm. Creation responds with recognition. Creation responds with quiet trust. Those animals approaching you, they are not simply curious. They are responding to the atmosphere surrounding your spirit, an atmosphere shaped by divine assignment, an atmosphere shaped by protection, an atmosphere shaped by a light that was placed on you long before you understood it. And once you recognize that truth, something shifts inside your awareness. You stop questioning whether your life carries something different. You start realizing that difference has been visible all along, even to creation itself. But the eighth encounter reveals something even more powerful, because sometimes animals appear not just as observers, but as companions during the most isolating seasons of your life. Eighth, something deeply personal begins to unfold. Some of the most powerful animal encounters in your life did not happen during crowds. They happened during isolation, during the seasons when people disappeared, when relationships faded, when voices grew quiet, when support seemed to vanish from your life. You remember those seasons, the silence, the long nights, the feeling that something in your life was shifting, and not everyone was meant to walk through that shift with you. At the time it hurt. Rejection often hides inside those moments. Confusion tries to grow there. You begin asking questions. Why did they leave? Why did the connections fade? Why did the support disappear when you needed it most? But something strange also began happening during those seasons. Animals appeared more often. A stray animal sitting near you while you were alone. Birds appearing nearby when you walked through quiet places. Creatures crossing your path during moments when your thoughts felt heavy. And their presence felt different, not distracting, not random, comforting, quiet, steady, almost as if something had been sent to sit with you during the silence. Why would that happen? Because isolation is not always abandonment. For a chosen life, isolation is often preparation. Heaven sometimes removes voices so your spirit can strengthen without interference. People step away, crowds disappear, old connections dissolve, and suddenly the path becomes quiet. But heaven never leaves you alone in that silence. Sometimes it sends companions that carry no judgment. No expectations, no misunderstanding. Animals. They sit quietly, they walk beside you. They rest near your presence without demanding explanation. Why? Because animals do not misinterpret spiritual pressure. They do not question your struggle. They simply respond to the atmosphere surrounding your spirit. And during seasons when you were emotionally carrying warfare that others could not understand, creation stepped in to stabilize the space around you. Those animals did not come to entertain you. They came to absorb tension, to calm the atmosphere, to stand in quiet presence while your spirit processed battles too heavy for human conversation. You may not have realized it then, but those moments were sacred. While people stepped away, heaven drew closer. While human support faded, spiritual protection intensified. Isolation was not punishment. Isolation was protection. Protection from voices that would have weakened your resolve. Protection from influences that could have delayed your assignment. Protection from environments that were no longer aligned with your destiny. And during that isolation, creation itself became a quiet witness to your strengthening. Those animals appearing beside you during lonely seasons were not accidents. They were reminders. Reminders that even when the world becomes silent around you, heaven is still watching, still guarding, still strengthening what it has called. And if you survive those seasons of isolation, it means something powerful has already formed inside you. Your spirit learned how to stand alone. Your spirit learned how to endure silence. Your spirit learned how to survive warfare without constant reassurance. That kind of strength terrifies darkness, because a chosen one who no longer fears isolation becomes unstoppable. And the final encounter reveals the most powerful truth of all, because sometimes animals do not simply appear as comfort or protection. Sometimes they intervene directly in the middle of unseen warfare. Ninth, something truly undeniable begins to reveal itself. There are moments when protection does not stay hidden. Moments when the unseen battle breaks the surface for just a second. Moments when something intervenes, suddenly, urgently, decisively. And in those moments, animals do more than appear, they act. Have you ever experienced this? An animal suddenly blocking your path, standing directly in front of you, refusing to move. Not aggressive, not random, just firm. Almost as if something is telling you, stop, wait, not yet. Or perhaps something even stranger. You were walking, driving, moving through your normal routine. Then suddenly an animal appeared and forced your attention somewhere else. A distraction, a pause, a redirection, and seconds later, something happened. A near accident, a sudden danger, a shift that made your spirit whisper. That moment just prevented something. Yes, those moments exist. Many chosen ones experience them. Moments where an animal appears with unusual urgency, not calm, not passive, urgent, focused, almost as if it understands something you cannot yet see. Why does this happen? Because spiritual warfare is real. And when darkness attempts to move against a life that carries divine assignment, protection does not always remain silent. Sometimes it intervenes, directly, strategically, through whatever vessel creation allows in that moment. Even animals. You see, heaven does not scramble when danger approaches your life. Protection was already positioned long before the attack formed, long before the trap was set, long before the enemy thought he had an opportunity. Protection was already there, watching, guarding, standing between you and the outcome darkness hoped for. And sometimes for a brief moment, that protection becomes visible through action. An animal blocking your path, a creature forcing your attention away from danger. A sudden interruption that shifts your movement just enough to avoid what was coming, and then something strange happens. The animal disappears, just as suddenly as it appeared. Gone, as if its assignment ended the moment the threat passed. Those moments reveal something profound. Your life is not moving through chaos. Your life is moving through guarded territory. Every step, every turn, every moment of your journey has been surrounded by protection you rarely see. Protection you rarely understand. Protection that has already intercepted dangers you will never know about. That realization changes everything, because suddenly the battles you survive begin to make sense. The close calls, the strange interruptions, The moments that shifted your direction at the exact second something dangerous could have unfolded. None of it was random. It was protection. Protection assigned to a life that carries purpose. Protection assigned to someone the enemy would love to silence, but cannot. And now you understand the truth. You were never walking alone. You were never unguarded. You were never abandoned. You were chosen. Chosen before the battles began. Chosen before the warfare intensified. Chosen before the path became difficult. And that is why you survived what should have destroyed you. That is why darkness could not finish what it started. Because your life carries protection, the enemy cannot break. So listen carefully now. Stop questioning your survival. Stop doubting your calling. Stop minimizing the battles you overcame. Those battles were not random. They were confirmation. Confirmation that your life carries something dangerous to darkness. Something heaven refuses to lose. You are chosen, protected, marked, guarded. And if this message confirms something your spirit has felt for years, then write the number 9 in the comments. Because the ones who understand this message are not ordinary viewers. They are chosen. They are protected. They are still standing. And if you are one of them, subscribe to this channel. Because this space exists for those who know their life has never followed ordinary rules. More revelations are coming. More truth is waiting. But remember this before you leave. You were never random. You were never forgotten. You were chosen. And nothing formed against you will stand.